My body is ready, and so is yours, because it's time for feedback damage. The HeroClix and geeky video game, comic book, whatever we want to talk about podcast. Woo! Whoa.
Yay.
Here we are. So.
We are here.
Yeah. How's it going? How are we doing?
Good.
Doing good. Just had the Fear Itself tournament. Our first one.
Let's, for new listeners, and that should probably be a majority out there, let's go ahead and do a quick identification for everybody. I am Mitch.
I am Jared.
I am Paul.
And I'm Jeff.
Alright, so we're all getting familiar now. So, yes, Fear Itself Month 1, we had it this weekend, and someone at this table is a big grand champion.
Well, the Asgardians won it for me.
Oh, listen to him. And he's humble. But ladies, he's not single.
Mainly Heimdall and Tyr.
Yeah.
They were an awesome tag team together.
I was doing great until I ran into a buzzsaw / brick wall known as Heimdall.
See, he was not the problem for me. It was stupid Tyr.
Really?
Tyr got me.
He did all my dirty work.
Well, let's talk real quick. The format was 300 points, suggested format for Fear Itself Month 1. And then we also had another booster due to the WizKids shortage of Fear Itself boosters. We were pulling from Teen Titans. So everybody got a Fear Itself booster, everybody got a Teen Titans booster, and you know, you prayed and you pulled. So, let's talk about teams.
What'd you pull, Mitch?
I pulled some things. Mostly I looked at my boosters and I was like, oh, I don't like how this looks at all. The only thing I played for my Teen Titans booster was Slobo, just because he had Leap, Climb, Stealth, and Perplex. That's all I wanted him to do, and that's all he did, and he did it wonderfully. I also, didn't really care for the big power piece that I got out of my pack, which was Skirn, which is the
worthy Titania.
Yes. I ended up actually trading that later for the, how do you say it?
Worthy Absorbing Man.
Grigoth! The Absorbing Man dude.
He's kind of cool looking.
He's not bad. So, I ended up playing, like I said, Slobo from Teen Titans. That was all I played from Teen Titans. Monkey King, because he's cheap, he's good, and he's Goku. And if you don't know what that is, that's Dragon Ball Z, and they both share the Legend of the Monkey King origin. So I had to play him. And Sin, who is amazing, she's one of the few range pieces in Fear Itself, and she's one of the very few pieces that have Outwit. And then finally, my big hitter was Black Widow, the uncommon. And I went 3-1.
Well, I had the great luck of pulling Hawkeye. Again, one of the only really mainly ranged characters again. I also pulled Sin, for the outwit and range. I pulled not a lot of else to back that up, or to, no other big hitters. So I played Jinx from Teen Titans for the prob and Super Senses and Barrier. And I played the Thule Society Priest only for the wild card ability. Like, that was the only reason I spent those points. Because Sin had Hydra, and Hawkeye I put the Thunderbolts ATA on. So he got Mystics. So this little priest, this 3-click priest, had Mystics and Hydra. So Hawkeye was shooting people with -2 defense the whole game. I didn't do fantastic. I played the Heimdall tier team over here in my first game and lost to that one handily. And I went 2-2. But it was fun. I liked it.
Nice. Jeff, we'll save the best for last.
Well, I opened my Teen Titans booster and immediately wanted to throw it in the trash because it was garbage.
Yes, I understand.
So, opened Fear Itself, saw Miss Marvel, Doctor Strange, already knew they were 300 even, didn't even look at anybody else. I looked at everybody, but I didn't give anyone else a chance. I pulled Sin, Heimdall as well, and I'm trying to think who else I pulled. Oh, Red She-Hulk. Common Red She-Hulk.
Nice.
Okay.
I really wanted to play her, but I couldn't pass up the 300 even.
Yeah,
No,
she looks real good.
she does look real good.
And Miss Marvel and Doc Strange also have a nice range. Complement each other well.
And how'd you do?
I went 3-1 as well.
Nice.
Yes.
We just missed each other like ships in the night.
Yes, we did. Yep.
And we got a grand champion over here. His name is Paul.
Yep, I showed up
20 minutes late.
20 minutes late.
That's the reason.
Held up the entire tournament. Tell everybody why.
Well, I was running in the Coleman race, Race for the Cure. So I was trying to defeat cancer as well as defeat my opponents.
Literally nobody could say anything.
Yeah, I guess so.
I could.
Yeah.
I was his first match. So we started, I mean, we didn't start too late, but.
So I got there and I just planned on playing whatever was in Fear itself. I really didn't want to play anything else. I didn't know what other booster we were going to get. I didn't care. I just wanted to play Fear itself. Mm-hmm. So I opened it up and pulled Heimdall, Tyr, Monkey King, and actually I pulled Angrier, and I really was tempted to play him.
Yeah, you were trying to fit him and whatever else you could for a while.
I think he's 265. I really wanted to play him. But then at the last second, I noticed Tyr and Heimdall were both Asgardians, and that Heimdall had the special ability that would give Tyr the +1 defense.
Yeah.
And
that thing.
That pretty much cinched it for me. So I played them together at 299 and just kept them together so that nobody could charge me, and then I would charge them when it was my turn, and I was able, for the most part, get the first shot in, and I just didn't miss.
Yeah.
And I think every Tyr, I don't think, missed all game, and he was hitting for 4 exploit every single time. It came down to my final match. I played Colossus Juggernaut.
Which one is that?
The
is it the one that looks more like Juggernaut or more like Colossus?
It's the Colossus one that's wearing the Juggernaut, or that has the Gem of Sidorak.
So Jugger.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not Juggernaut with the hammer.
Okay.
There's the two Juggernaut, or it's
right.
Juggernaut is Juggernaut with a hammer. Colossus is Colossus with Juggernaut armor.
Yeah, he's red. Yeah, you can tell it's Colossus. He's red. And
there's no hammer, too.
Yeah, there's no hammer. He's the one that has the free charge. He can charge you once, and if he hits, he can charge you again for free.
Right. It was a lot easier when one of our younger players pointed out that he looked just like Domo. Which, if you're familiar with Domo, he is a big, well, the speculation is a Japanese poop monster. Much easier for me to figure out who's who when you say Domo.
Yeah, not Domo. The other one.
The other one, not Domo. Which I think I actually accidentally said he was, the other one is his little brother, but I flubbed how I said it and it said Little Butter. And the kid pointed it out to me. I'm like, yeah, they're a rap duo, Domo and Little Butter. So.
Hilarious.
Much easier for me to keep straight.
So yeah, I played him and that was a really good match. It basically just came down to dice rolls. He was missing and I was hitting with that 4 exploit, cutting right through. Mm-hmm. And he missed his shape change rolls as well on his top click. And I cut through him twice. So I hit him for 8. And then he got down to his regen clicks. He regened and I had one prob, a theme team prob, and I was going to use it. He rolled a 5. So he regened up 3, but I knew I had 4 exploit. So if I hit him, it would still kill him. So I saved that prob, and then when I went to attack him again, swung with the 4 exploit, missed, used that prob that I saved, hit. That's it.
Wins the game.
So that was...
Yeah. Boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah.
That was a good match.
Team probs were pretty huge.
Yeah, that in the game that we played, that ended up being huge because I ended up rolling a crit hit with like twice damage or something crazy.
Yeah.
So it would have been for like
hurt. 5
straight through because I used send out with defense. And you're just like, I'm going to use that team prob. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. And then I just rolled a 3, you know? So it was, I'm like, alright, well.
Yeah, that saved me a few games as well because Miss Marvel and Doc Strange were both Avengers, so I got some nice prob.
Very nice.
And Doc Strange already has prob, so basically him and Miss Marvel had prob.
Yeah, I always get really, really nervous when I play games without prop because I just don't trust my dice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then I got Loki for the win, and I'm anxious to put him on a team. Probably that same team, because he's 100 points. And that'll make it 399, 3 Asgardians.
And you got one of the brand new Oreo duo figs, right?
The peanut based
Yeah.
one. Yeah, it does have Oreo dial. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
I took a look at it and it looks really good. Looks like a lot easier to turn than the old style.
Yeah, it's real nice.
I did not take a look at it.
Yeah, they're kind of varying in the country. Like some people got them, some didn't. So there's kind of a weird variant going around.
Huh.
I think the Oreo ones are the speculating here, but later kind of print run
Later shipment
versions. Yeah.
Well, they probably have to do with the Book of the Skull cards that were misprinted too.
Right.
I bet they coincide.
Yeah. All speculation there, but yes.
Yeah.
So, general consensus, how did we like Fear Itself Month 1?
I loved it.
Yeah, right.
Go figure.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the figures are just awesome. The sculpts are just amazing looking. I mean, so many different types of powers. It's a really good set so far from what I've seen, and we haven't even seen them all yet.
No.
There's still a lot of figures that no one pulled.
Yeah.
Yeah, tons. No, I had a great time. My booster was pretty much half of everything I wanted to pull on month 1, so can't complain.
Very cool. I liked it. I'm pretty much going to sell off like everything because it just doesn't interest me that much. But it was fun, and everything looks nice, and it seems pretty balanced.
Yeah.
Didn't seem like, anything really ran away with the whole thing. Heimdall's really tough to deal with, but
Especially whenever you can only charge
yes.
to hit.
Yeah.
That's why I thought I was going to do so well.
Yeah, you had range on me with Hawkeye, but I just kept that defense because Tyr has the trait of the +1 to his defense when he has no action tokens.
Mm-hmm.
So he was using that with the Heimdall special. He's getting +2. I mean, you're shooting at a 20 almost every other turn.
And positioning was just my friend at that game. But I like it. I mean, I think the Fear Itself tournament setup is pretty neat. The exclusivity of it brings a little something extra to the whole thing where you don't know everything you're going to get. I mean, I like sealed events that it just brings that little bit of extra chance, levels the playing field a lot more.
Yeah.
And I mean, as far as keeping anything, I got Hawkeye, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Juggernaut with Colossus, not Juggernaut, Colossus, but Juggernaut is the only other one with Thunderbolts, and that's what I'm looking for. So.
Oh yeah, he has Thunderbolts.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot about that.
But yeah, what do you guys think about, like, if you're reading the Realms or if you're on Reddit, there's just a whole list of posts everywhere about people sharking events, going to events just to get the extra boosters that they would normally get, and stealing not stealing LEs, but basically going to a place, getting the LEs and not showing up again.
Well, WizKids has actually implemented a solution for this here in the coming months.
Really?
Already?
Yes, there is an item coming out. It's called Bat Shark Repellent. So you actually use that on this guy who's just shown up, and he's actually wiped from existence. It's crazy.
Whoa.
So
That's how it works.
yeah,
Got me.
WizKids on the ball.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's a shame. I don't understand why. I mean, what is the point? You show up. I mean, why not just play? I really don't get it.
Well, you have the two arguments going on. The two main arguments going on is one, people bringing their kid brother or their girlfriend who don't know how to play,
Oh, okay.
buying the extra boosters, buying the game to get in, and then either having to, quotey fingers, leave for an emergency,
Right.
or just walk out or play and have no idea what they're doing
Yeah.
and give you free wins. But then there's other people that are the top players at their own venue, going to every venue that they can drive to to get all the LEs so that they can have 7 copies of one figure.
Right.
Well, I see both sides. If people showed up to our store and did that, it would be, I mean, it's a little frustrating in the sense that those are boosters that your store could keep.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe future down the road, you'd be able to have, 2 for yourself boosters sealed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're really wanting a figure and somebody comes there and pays the money and leaves, I mean, you got a better chance of getting an LE.
That's true. I mean, the LE part is not what I'm concerned most about personally, because I mean, some of the LEs are going to be really cool, but with these boosters not being available any other time, and this is it, what will really piss me off is when somebody comes, decides they're going to pay for it and leave, and we have to turn people away.
Right.
Because we don't have enough boosters to get everybody in.
That would
be pretty amazing.
I've heard a couple instances of that where people buy it and leave, and other people have to pull 2 Titans boosters or something else.
Right.
Because they don't have enough, they had over 20 people.
Right.
Yeah, I actually do remember reading a post about that on some site where, like, dedicated players like us, if we didn't say we forgot to sign up in time and it was full, what are they going to say? It's full. So they had to turn away guys that have been playing for years just because 3 or 4 guys signed up, and of course they just showed up, took the boosters and left.
Yeah.
And you turned away your dedicated players.
The people who keep bringing money back to your local gaming shop every week. Yeah.
Yeah, I get more annoyed when it's a final prize, like a Thanos or a Batcave or big scary dragon guy.
Yeah.
The serpent.
The serpent. That's the ticket.
Big scary dragon guy. That's about it.
Yeah. I turn into a totally unknowledgeable girlfriend when you talk about modern Marvel comics. That's more annoying to me because, I mean, for itself, tons of hype surrounding it right now. eBay prices are through the roof.
Oh my god, yeah. One booster is $40.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speculation is just rampant. A lot of it has to do with supply and demand. There's not a lot out there right now. It's brand new. Jared just held up a Blue Lantern Hope ring.
All will be well.
Okay. I was like, hope that there's enough. Anyway. Supply and demand. Basically, I think right now there is a hysteria about everything. I don't think it's going to be the case forever. I think here in a few months that it's going to clear up quite a bit. So it doesn't bother me as much as, like I said.
Well, we already know month 2 is still going to be short supplied like month 1 was. There are hints and rumors and speculations that month 3 is going to be a little bit more available.
Mm-hmm. So, to that end, this doesn't totally bother me. Then again, we didn't really have a bad situation at our venue.
No, at our venue it was totally fine. Everybody showed up. Everybody played.
What I've seen one place do is that they have a sign-up sheet every week before the event at their normal events, their normal constructed tournaments or whatever, and that takes priority. Then the WizKid system is second, and then walk-ins is third.
Oh, okay.
So that if you're there every week,
you
can sign up that way, and then the event system and then
like that.
walk-ins.
Yeah.
If we start getting to that problematic kind of thing, I think that would be something we should bring up.
I mean, this week we had, 18?
I believe,
18 players.
I think so.
It wasn't even as big as No Man's Land month 1. Month 1 was like 30 plus players.
Was it really that many?
It was that many, yeah.
It's crazy.
I thought it was a little less than the Chaos War Midnight.
Maybe 1 or 2 people, but basically, the way our venue's set up, Heroic Adventures, if you're ever in the Edwardsville area, you should check them out. They're a fine establishment where we go and play every week, and they have comics, games, and anything else you're looking for. And they're run by a just handsome, wonderful man.
And he smells wonderful, too.
He does. He's a great guy. Anyway, Heroic Adventures, the way it's set up, usually on Saturdays we play in the back, which is a much smaller area. And up front, there's a very large area. I could not give you the dimensions on it.
No.
We filled up pretty much the back area this time, but No Man's Land, we had the entire, for at least the first 2 months, maybe even 3.
They ended up not having their Saturday Magic tournament the same day because we just had too many people.
Yeah. So, which kind of surprised me. I kind of figured that we were going to run into a similar situation for Fear itself, especially given the limited nature of
I thought so
the boosters.
Yeah.
So, but who knows? That could be a promotion thing. That could be a number of reasons. Anyway, all future events are going to be held on Wednesdays where more people can show up anyway. So, but yeah, we'll see.
I don't think the problem with the coming to a random venue will happen as much either once the months keep cycling through. Because all the people that did that in the beginning are going to eventually wind up with everything if they keep doing that through month 1 and month 2.
Yeah, what was the talk? Like, oh no, never mind. I thought there was talk about people going to Oklahoma to play it or something like that. Huh? But I think actually Bart was talking about where Fear itself takes place and how it just gets
that's
wrecked. Bart is another guy that plays at our venue, and he may be on the show here sometime. We'll see.
If he ever calls me back.
Hit Bart. Call Jared back.
Come on, man.
Anyway.
How the story goes. I read the Fear itself main story. I didn't get off into every offshoot, every single tie-in, but basically there's an Asgard on Earth kind of thing, where it's the link to Asgard on Earth is in Oklahoma. And that's why bad stuff happens there, is because when the serpent comes and wakes up and tries to take over, reality and destroy the world or whatever, whatever evil scheme really it is, he raises Dark Asgard, which is in the exact same place.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a, hey, Oklahoma!
Oklahoma, where the serpent comes down and rules the world.
That's how that song goes.
Yeah, that's the proper lyrics. You can look it up. I think it's just me. I kind of get a weird S&M vibe out of Fear itself. You seen Juggernaut? He's got like this weird... And this is coming from a guy who totally, like as a kid, loved Demolition, the tag team from the World Wrestling Federation. Never thought two things about it.
Wow.
I mean, look at it, I don't know.
It's very dark.
It is very dark.
This guy.
Yeah, man, look at it.
He's got chains.
Whips and chains, man. Like
spikes on his shoulders. And
yeah.
Red welts on the other side.
Yeah, it's a very dark set. It's a very cool set, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. The Juggernaut with the hammer, he just looks awesome. I mean,
he's so big.
Yeah.
Him and Hulk.
He's the one that has the power that he can pick somebody up when he uses charge and smash him through a wall 4 times and then attack him. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Wow. So he sounds fun.
So that and Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
I don't like your definition of fun.
Hey, it's a gimmick. Remember me? I do gimmicks.
Yeah, this is true.
It's screwing where your positioning is.
Right.
So month 2 will be
hella
3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yes, hella
good.
But
hey, I'm all punny.
You did that.
I'm excited for Hella. I don't know what she does, but she looks awesome.
She actually has a movement power where when you do mind control, I was searching on HC Run, and I just typed hella, like hella good. She actually has a mind control power where she modifies her attack for the mind control by whatever click number that your opponent's on.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
your brother was telling me this.
I believe it's a modify value, so that means you cannot make it like +6.
Right.
It tops out at +3.
Yeah, modify her attack value by +X, where X is the target's click number. So since it's a modifier, it will be topped out at 3.
Right.
Unless you have 3 perplex down, I believe. Like if somebody perplexes down your attack by 3, you can plus it to be +3. Like +3 from your, so she has what? a 10 attack on that. If somebody perplexes you down to 7, she can actually get a 13.
Did you wait? But isn't that the same as just
What?
Just taking +3?
Yeah, if you -3.
Did you just
and
waste
then
my time?
+3.
I didn't waste time. Okay,
just
hey, it's not just a +3. It's a maximum of +3 from your printed value.
right.
So if somebody perplexes you down to a 9, +3,
Okay.
that's a 12.
For some reason, I was thinking like you yourself had the 3 perplexes. You're like, I'm going down 3, so I could go up
No.
6.
No!
Yeah,
If
yeah.
your opponent perplexes you down to a 7,
I gotcha.
I see.
man,
I see what you did
making
there.
me look like an idiot.
No, it's all in good fun. That's what we do here on the podcast. We have a lot of fun all the time.
Making fun of me.
That mind control, though, is not even her best power. The special damage she gets on click 5, if an opposing character within 4 squares would be given an action token, give them a second one.
Ooh.
2 tokens instead.
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes Hawkeye even more gross.
Yeah.
Because his power is, if you give them, or once you use Incapacitate, you roll a d6, 4 through 6, you do damage to them equal to the number of action tokens they have.
Yep.
Instead of hitting them with 1, now it's 2. Hey-oh.
Yeah, if they already have 2 from her power, and cap them with
1 penetrating.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
that's good.
So good!
She will be good.
Yeah.
And
And she's Asgardian.
it appears that the map for month 2, one side is all water. Is that accurate?
It's where the water dude's hammer falls.
Okay.
Necrod or something.
Yeah.
So if I would have pulled Aquaman like I did this month and that, it would have been amazing.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a giant blue map of water.
Crazy. So yeah, month 2, it's coming. It's got water stuff, and we'll see how that works out.
I kind of want both of those two guys, the Atuma and Necrod. Is that their names? Yeah, Atuma and Necrod, for an Atlantis team.
Oh yeah.
Just because.
There we go. We using the old
There we go.
bat pewter here to check out.
There we
That's
go.
the month
We got-
5 map?
Yes. Sorry.
Oops.
Month 5 is the one.
Month 5
Wow.
does have some water.
It's got Necrod's hammer and it has Kolborsen, which that is the serpent's human form.
All these
thing.
names want to turn me into the Swedish chef.
Kolborsen!
Seems to be standing on Cap Shield.
Bork.
The
Yeah.
broken
Yeah.
cap shield.
Spoiler alert.
Green fire.
And the boosters look different. I don't know if that's just for the promotional image that we
Yeah.
found.
Maybe.
But they all have the serpent on it. Who's from Oklahoma.
Originally, yeah.
Yeah. Cole Burson. Alright. Not found anywhere else. Okay, so
So that's Fear Itself.
that is for
Yeah,
yourself.
that was
It
fun.
was a great first tournament. Looking forward to the second one.
Yep.
Woo. Woo it is.
Fantastic. Okay.
So we've had quite a few previews come out of the set that I'm looking forward to most.
We sure have.
The Wolverine and the X-Men set. We've had some pictures come out from Gen Con
Yes.
and
Nope. Origins.
Origins. I apologize. Backwards.
Yes.
And both of the team bases, the gold and blue team,
Mhm.
have both been, we've gotten a picture of both of those now.
2 Magnetos and the Cyclops.
The Phoenix Cyclops.
I believe for whatever reason the gold and blue teams are actually called X-Men Gold Strike Force or something along those lines. For whatever reason.
That's strange.
Magneto is sick. Both versions are sick. He's the first one, the non-prime version. He's the rare prime and non-prime variant. 65 points, Brotherhood TA. Acolytes, Brotherhood of Mutants, and Hellfire Club keywords. And he's got trait, Magnetic Force Barrier. It says opposing characters within range modify their speed values by -1 for each action token.
Modify their range and speed values.
Range and speed
No,
values.
yes.
Yeah.
Makes it hard to hit him.
Yeah. Speed. Power says Magneto can use Force Blast. You may use it as a free action to target an opposing character within 4 squares and line of fire.
That's cool.
Range Force Blast.
Mm-hmm.
And he will knock people around.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
And it's free.
It's free. He also has TK and Barrier on the first click. Kind of drops down a little bit on the damage and defense values. Gets Energy Shield. And later on down the dial gets Pulse Wave, Super Senses. And that's about it, but for 65 points...
Well, he gets a special power.
He sure
on
does.
click
Tell
2.
us about that power.
If Magneto occupies an opponent's starting area, give him a power action and choose a square on the map. For each character occupying that square or an adjacent square, roll a d6 that can't be re-rolled. On a result of 4 through 6, deal that character 3 damage.
That is a nasty airstrike.
That's going to be big.
Just gotta get over there.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get to that side of the map.
There's a couple people that do some pretty nasty movement powers, like Lord of the Rings Legolas. He had an epic action to be anywhere on the edge of the map, which I would assume the edge of the map would be your opponent's starting edge, too.
Usually, yeah. And then he has a locked value of 12 speed and can carry up to, I think, two or 3 characters.
Man.
And he will, fire ahead for 12. Because he needs it because this Magneto is 6 movement, 7 movement, 8 movement. I mean, they're pretty low for the speed values.
Yeah.
I gotta say, they dropped the ball, though. They called it Master of Magnetism for his telekinesis power. It should be Master of Magnet. Just like he says in the X-Men arcade game. And we need a Welcome to Die.
Yeah, they missed out on that one.
And there should be some kind of verbal cue in there where you're forced to actually say, X-Men Welcome to Die. Otherwise you can't use the power. We also have the Prime version, who is just, wow, 210 points, and also alternative starting line of 90 points. And he's got Age of X, Excalibur, New Mutants, and X-Men keywords. He has the X-Men team ability. He has a trait that says Magneto can carry up to 6 characters. Adjacent characters that share a keyword with Magneto can use the X-Men team ability. He's got a defense power called Fortress X. Magneto can use Barrier, Defend, and Invulnerability. When he uses Barrier, he may place up to 8 blocking terrain markers, and friendly characters adjacent to any of these blocking terrain markers can use Toughness. This power can't be countered by characters with 150 points or less.
That's a big wall.
Yeah, 8 blocking terrain.
Yeah. And he's got a damage power as well. It says, look down upon a human rabble. If Magneto occupies the highest elevation on the map, modify his attack and damage values by +1 when targeting a character on a lower elevation. That's cool.
That's pretty huge. It basically brings his 90-point click up to the same stats as the 210.
Yeah.
Wow.
Attacking from elevation.
Yeah.
Back to 11 and 5.
Just no penetrating.
Yep.
Yeah, he's pretty darn good. No indom on him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a guy who starts out with running shot, psychic blast, leadership with 5 damage.
Yeah, that's
2 targets.
and
2 targets. Indeed.
Yeah, this really does fit the book that they brought him from. The Age of X book. It was a pretty interesting read. I kind of liked it. It was pretty neat. The whole Fortress X thing, he basically took all of the buildings in whatever city they were in and then made one giant tower out of them. Like this big giant fortress tower thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that they could all have somewhere to, have a base to defend from and whatever. It's pretty cool looking.
It's like on the card art on the back of that, Rogue's about to touch him on the chin.
Rogue, who is called Legacy or the Reaper in that.
Why'd that happen?
I don't want to tell a whole lot about it because, like, when you read it, it very much seems or it very much is an alternate reality kind of thing. It's not the normal continuity.
That's what the X-Men do.
I mean, they really do. But basically what she would do is the story goes where the people in this tower are the last mutants alive, period.
Mm-hmm.
And when somebody's dying, she would go over and touch them so that they would be able to live on in her. Like their memories, their powers. So everything would be able to keep going with her. But she was called the Reaper because she kind of, Grim Reapered.
This is from the Age of Apocalypse line, or is it a different?
I think it's a standalone line.
Okay.
I don't believe it's the Age of Apocalypse line, no.
We got some stuff going on over here.
Yeah,
What's up?
I was just messing around with Magneto's keywords and noticed that he has Excalibur, which also Nightcrawler has, and the two of them combine to a nicely 296.
That's gross.
So you could teleport someone over and Psychic Blast, or maybe barrier them in so they're not going anywhere and they get no help. And you have a theme team.
That's true. But you will be getting a new
That's true. A new Nightcrawler.
With Excalibur keyword, I believe.
Yes.
Because that's the whole...
Hopefully people are never tempted to play the old one ever again.
you and that joke.
It depends what the new one's power set will be, I suppose.
Watch them be great together and be like a 200-point team.
Oh.
And just be like teleporting and killing you. And
I think it would be better if they just made the same Nightcrawler with higher points.
Yeah. I'd be fine.
Didn't do anything different.
Just 150. Yeah.
Maybe a little less than that.
No, I think 150
A 130.
is about right.
Come on. Like 110.
No.
What is Nightcrawler?
You played against him, right?
Yeah.
It's not great.
That's fine.
I have, yes, but he didn't. I think I played Jared's.
See?
That's the one I played against, and it was
And
not
it
a
did
good,
nothing at
it was
all.
not a good representation, no.
No, mine, as we have learned, mine is cursed. It will not perform on the clicks field or in the bedroom. That went weird.
You play Clicks in the bedroom?
That did.
No.
Okay.
That did go a little weird.
That,
There for a second.
let's take that one back.
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
Da-da-da-da-da.
You use that penetrating blast.
Oh!
And we're still editing. Maybe someday this will get released. Oh,
why
PP
did
jokes.
that happen? Why did that happen?
Well, they've exploited your weakness. Maybe we should leave it in. I don't know.
I'm leaving it in. Okay. I don't know about you. I'm leaving it
Well.
in.
You never know what you're going to get when you listen to feedbackdamage.com. Okay, so we have one more preview. It is Cyclops. He is a chase. He's just crazy.
We got pink powers.
This guy's crazy.
Yes.
Pink power.
Yeah, one pink power.
He is 295 points. He's Power Cosmic. He is X-Men. He has the keywords Cosmic, Phoenix Force, Ruler, and X-Men. He has a trait at the 295 point level. He also has a second starting line of 150 points. He, at that full dial, can use once per game, give Cyclops a double power action, place him and any other friendly characters the Phoenix Force keyword anywhere on the map, then end your turn.
So that's a really great get out of dodge kind of power.
Mm-hmm.
Keep him cleared and then move everybody in, or move them all together in or something like that.
Right.
Have him TK'd or carried in. Not carried in. But then just give him the power action and everybody goes home.
Second trait.
Second trait.
Second of 3.
Oof.
Friendly characters with the Phoenix Force keyword can use leadership as if they were 400 points. When this character is KO'd, choose a combat value not yet chosen this game for this trait. Modify that value by +1 on all friendly characters with the Phoenix Force keyword.
So we know there's going to be 5 of them. Because it's the Phoenix 5. So when you get down to your last one, if you're playing all 5 of them together, they're going to have +1 to all values.
Yes.
Because that's all values at that point. Except for range. But
Yes.
either way, I'm kind of wondering why that 400 point value in there. They can use leadership as if they were 400 points when he's 295. So I'm wondering if there's going to be somebody who's 395.
Colossus.
Ooh,
I can see that.
Could be.
Mhm.
Magic was another one. She's pretty powerful, I believe. And Emma Frost, I think, was another.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of big hitters coming in here.
Mm-hmm.
Third trait. Adjacent friendly characters with the X-Men keyword modify their attack values by +1. Opposing characters with the Avengers keyword modify their attack values by -1.
And obviously that's the tie-in to the comic
Yeah.
book.
Mm-hmm.
Avengers versus X-Men, and what's interesting there is adjacent friendly, but just opposing characters in general for Avengers.
Not adjacent.
Not adjacent.
adjacent, just
Oh.
anyone.
So if you're playing against an Avengers team, like Scarlet Witch and all those other ones, they're just taking a hit.
Hampered. Yep.
That's kind of nice for 150 points. That
Yeah.
still works.
Yeah.
And then he's got an attack power. It says when Cyclops targets a character with a range attack, the area of effect, including all opposing characters within the 2 squares of the target. Oh, the area of effect includes all opposing characters within 2 squares of the target. You may divide Cyclops' damage among all hit targets, and you may knock back any hit target 2 squares.
It's kind of a enhanced energy explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A wider range.
Now he also has running shot and a range of 9.
So you could combine those.
Yes.
Because it just says attack.
So
Ranged attack.
15.
And this is the first previewed general release character that we've seen with a pink power.
Yeah, other than the convention exclusives.
Yeah. This theoretically is available to anybody though.
Right.
Right.
As a chase.
As a chase. I'm sure we'll see more though. He's got Invincible, and he's got it at a 19. He's got Outwit, 5 base damage, 12 movement, 12 attack. He's here.
At
He's here to
300
play,
points,
man.
he's
Yeah.
at a 300
He is a
point team.
beast.
He's pretty.
He is a beast.
Competitive.
Push him once and he gets hypersonic, and he is a flyer too.
Yeah. In 150, he's fantastic. Running shot, pulse wave for 4 damage.
With range combat expert.
Yeah, or range
Yeah.
combat expert for
Yeah.
12
And he
and 4 if you want.
And he gets 2 of those traits.
12 and 4.
Doesn't get the top
Oh,
one.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New rules.
New rules.
I will say, the new rules did not really come into effect during Fear itself, just to backtrack real quick.
They
Not
did for me.
really in any of my matches.
Close combat expert came in.
Range combat expert came in for me, and I had to an Outwit. The range on
Oh,
Outwit.
absolutely. Yes, those came in.
And prop because I had Jinx.
Hmm.
But we had a couple people that didn't realize
The
what
rules
the
changed.
new rules were. So I ended up spending a good portion of one of my matches trying to
Revamp the rules.
revamp a couple of the rule changes and everything, but it was good.
Anyways.
Yeah. So the problem with this figure is you have to be Cyclops.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he's not the worst one.
who is the worst one?
I like Cyclops.
You like Cyclops?
Let me just say that.
Okay.
I liked him in the video games. He was just easy. Cheese play with.
Yeah.
Just simple. Shooting.
There is Namor. I mean,
Who's not even as cool as Aquaman now.
that's right.
That's right.
Well, there's gonna
Well.
be Phoenix Namor, so
Oh, well, yeah.
it's gonna be pretty beastly.
Is he one of the first ones with 3 traits? There has to be very few.
There's
There's a
I think there is.
Dracula. I
Yeah.
think,
There's a
has
couple with 3
3.
traits.
Yeah. Never seen more than that though, and it's very seldom that you see 3.
3,
total.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot to take in.
Plus he, if I recall, because I saw it in the news, he does a pretty dastardly deed at the end of this story, so
Mm.
kind of a jerk.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
Well, I guess I'm probably not going to say it.
Well, then don't do that.
Yeah.
I gotta read
'Cause
that
I'm gonna-
story.
I'm gonna read it.
What are his keywords again?
Cosmic, Phoenix Force, Ruler, and X-Men. Yeah, he,
I wonder if the Jean Grey from this set is gonna have Phoenix Force too.
no.
No?
She's been dead the entire time. She should
No,
not.
no, no. I mean, one of the other things that we've seen a picture of, but not have any of the dial information of were the blue and gold strike teams, team bases.
Yes.
And there is a Jean Grey on one of them. This is before she actually, I believe it's before she actually gets the Phoenix Force, but I wonder if they're going to put a Phoenix in the set.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
With just the Phoenix Force keyword, not the Phoenix 5.
I was getting the Phoenix 5 thing mixed up.
Oh, right.
That
Phoenix
could be.
Force.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. I get Phoenix Force, Phoenix 5, and Bionic 6 mixed up in my head.
Fearsome 5.
Bionic 6 was an old cartoon from the 80s.
I don't know, I'm just throwing in more numbered people.
More numbered keywords.
What is his range, by the way?
9.
9, yes.
So that is a...
12 running shot, 9 range.
In the modern age, that is a ridiculous number.
Yeah.
Especially with the outwit.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
9 range outwit.
Same with Magneto, also has a 9 range.
Mm.
Oh, 7, I'm sorry. 7 with 2 targets. The non-prime has 9 range.
Wow.
Yeah, I really like the dials too. The orange and blue.
Orange. Looks good.
It looks pretty neat.
I think the blue is actually the silver ring for being a unique.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I always get confused because I look at that on the dials that they post online, and it looks like they have the green outline. It looks
Yeah.
like they're a prime.
You can always tell from right behind the picture of the actual person on the card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you look at the Prime Magneto, there's a green bubble behind his portrait.
Yes.
That's the Prime. Behind Cyclops is silver, which is the unique.
Yeah, and the regular Magneto, they're still kind of following, even though it's not official, the rare or the rookie experience veteran
Mm-hmm.
statuses. Yeah. Changing gears a little bit.
Well, we do have some pictures from Wolverine and the X-Men of things that are coming out.
And listeners, they look great.
They look super great. You can see them on Reddit if you want. I'm just hyped because of some of the people that are going to be on them. Some figures that we haven't had for a while.
Jubilee.
Yes.
Let's see, who's on all those team bases there?
Colossus.
Colossus, Wolverine.
Bishop.
Bishop, Colossus, Storm, Archangel, Iceman, and Jean Grey are on the Gold Strike Force. So, yeah. Storm will be up here.
Oh, okay.
Iceman's here. Jean Grey's here.
Got it.
So this will be not counting Fear itself, this will be our first Colossus that we've seen since Monsters and Mutations. Bishop, same. Archangel, it'll be the first one since what?
Colossus, wasn't he on that duo with Wolverine?
Oh yeah.
It was.
Single fig. Come on, that doesn't count. That's not Colossus, it's Colossus and Wolverine. It doesn't count for real name or duo fig.
You got me there.
Yeah. Archangel, hopefully that won't be a stupid hard one to get like the super rare from GSX was.
Yeah.
Iceman, hopefully it will have a fantastic sculpt to go with a
Yes.
fantastic dial for once.
Can't be any worse.
Hopefully. I think there is a picture with the full team base.
Haven't seen it yet.
It was one of them that this guy did.
We'll promote him. HeroClix.tumblr.com. And that's EFFF.
There. I mean, it's kind of in the background of this one.
Oh, there's Jean.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's Magic right there, which she's on a team base.
Oh, that's Colossus's sister, right?
I think so.
Ilyana, the one that had the legacy virus.
Mm-hmm.
I used to read X-Men in the 90s.
That's Iceman.
Her feet are on a gold piece instead of a black piece,
She
so
will
it looks
be
like
in
she's on a.
Excalibur.
Ah, there it is.
Yeah.
We've also seen the other team base.
I don't know who those people are.
That's M.
That's M and Deathbird.
Sure.
Deathbird.
We have seen another team base. It is also X-Men.
It has Wolverine, Cyclops, Gambit, Rogue, Jubilee. That's it.
I think that is it. Yeah, that was the X-Men Blue Team, which
Mm-hmm.
back in the 90s there were 2 X-Men books, just 2. It was
Just 2.
the Uncanny X-Men, which was the original series renamed, and the X-Men, just called X-Men, which was the 90s bajillion issue selling relaunch that Jim Lee did, which has the art that you'll see on the Wolverine and the X-Men boxes. So it'll be pretty sweet, and it's kind of funny that they're using the art from the guy who is now one of the big editor guys over at DC on the Marvel
He jumped
stuff.
ship.
He did.
I see.
He did a long time ago, yeah.
Huh.
He then went to Image Comics and did Wildcats and
Wildcats!
yeah. So good. And then he 2002-ish came and did Batman. He did the Hush storyline.
Oh.
And then now was doing Justice League. Now he's doing Superman Unchained. Good artist, man.
He is good.
Good stuff. Dynamic style, and he can draw feet, unlike other dynamic artists.
Hilarious.
So, okay, moving on. Hey, there's a better picture.
Yeah, there it is. That's
Listeners, there's a better picture that we're looking at right now.
Where'd it go?
The same place? What? No, it's over
that
there,
one?
man. This is not compelling radio.
I'm sorry. I just want to see Iceman.
There's a new Deathlock.
Deathlock.
I don't remember
yeah.
that from the stories either.
He was in Maximum Carnage,
Yeah, vaguely remember.
the video game.
Interesting.
He was.
Super Nintendo.
Yeah. It's a bad game.
I played it.
I did play it too.
That's all we had.
Yeah. Jared wants to see what.
Oh, there's
Cyclops.
Cyclops.
Oh, just-
There's
And
an
it looks-
actual 3D sculpt
There may be some kind of translucency
to the dial.
but I think it's just, it's an effect, and I don't think you
Oh.
actually see, like, the dial itself through the,
I see there.
But
Yeah,
that is
that
looks
spiffy
amazing.
looking.
yeah.
Wow. Hey, guys, go on the internet and find these pictures because they are really cool looking.
Yeah. Check them out. HeroClix.tumblr.com. That's 3 F's with an E preceding. Yeah, HeroClix.tumblr.com.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah, very excited for that set.
That is
Might
the
have
set
to
that I'm,
case.
Oh, definitely caseable.
that is the set that I want the most.
Yeah.
Get those team bases and sell them out.
See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I gotta start my selling now because I want to be ate to have some money by the time that
Yeah.
drops in August.
Absolutely.
So I got some
So-
pictures up of the convention exclusive
Yeah.
figures for this year. Batmite and Deathmask. A buddy of mine, actually the Wednesday judge, has booked a room for Gen Con, and I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna compete all weekend to try to get some exclusives and sell some stuff off to pay for my trip, and it'll be great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Good luck.
yeah, we'll see. And while I'm there, we talked about possibly just trying to see if we can compete in Worlds. Just to
Just because.
see where you stack up,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
And also, you'll be trying to find some people to talk to get some exclusive interviews.
Yes, I hope to. There's quite a number of people out there that I'd like to talk to. People who do other shows, world champions, prominent figures, any judges. I'd like to talk to them all and, shake some hands.
It's good.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
It'll be a good time.
There'll be some special episodes here on the podcast for that then.
Yes.
When they get back.
Yeah, I could definitely upload some clips.
Absolutely.
Thank
Do some video.
Yeah, I'll figure out a way to do that.
You could video with your phone and upload it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
It'll work.
it'll be great.
Stay tuned for more.
Planning it on the air.
We
Gotta
also,
love it.
we also have a local event coming up this
We
weekend.
do Daikon. It is in the Collinsville area, and there are 2 major prizes. Saturday is day 1, and that's going to be the Bat Cave. And day 2 is Superman.
It's Saturday night at, did he say 6?
6, I believe.
6 o'clock.
And then 2 o'clock on Sunday.
Yes.
And Daikon is actually a gaming convention for board games, dice games, card games, deck builders, miniatures games, whatever, what have you, you know. I'm almost more excited to go for that because I've gotten into a kick of playing some games, Pandemic being one, Elder Sign being another. Yeah, I've just gotten into the board game click lately and, I kind of want to go check in, see what's out there.
Yeah.
Play some new games.
So that's $30 for the entry fee and then $25 for the buy-in for the HeroClix.
Yes,
tournament.
that is correct.
And is it sealed?
I believe so.
Okay.
So-
It'd have to be at 25.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah. So we'll see. I really want Superman. I've already got a Batcave. So.
Oh, I already got a bad game.
Hey, man!
I got a bad game.
That was 6 months of planning there.
Well, no, it actually wasn't.
Well, yeah. It kind of wasn't. That was my intent, though. That's how I'm taking it.
It's good.
Yeah. Okay, so,
Other previews that have come out?
we have Lord of the Rings,
Yes. there's a few.
Fellowship of the Ring, Celeborn. I don't remember this guy,
I don't either, actually, for some reason.
but he was one of the stuffy elder guys.
Yeah. From what I remember, he was just the one that just stood there and talked softly. I mean, he really didn't do any act. There was no action.
Yeah.
He was just there.
Look at him. He doesn't have action.
Yeah.
He's got robes.
He's got some pretty nasty clicks, though.
Yes, his epic action is give him an epic action, and all friendly characters within 3 squares can use stealth until your next turn.
That's good.
Real good. He has an attack power, can use perplex and prob. And
He has a 0 range, which means it's a minimum 6.
Mhm.
yes.
So not as cool, but still good.
Yeah. And then other than that, I mean, he pretty much has a 2 or 1 damage. He has super senses, leadership, mind control, and outwit and regen.
Yeah.
Now these are not all stacking, these are on various different clicks.
You can
So,
push him to click 3.
Yeah.
Where his attack actually gets a little better. His defense goes down a little bit. But he does then have perplex, probability control, and outwit.
yeah.
The big 3 all in one package.
Yep. Or if you want to go to the next one, mind control on top of that with a better attack. I mean, those are pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good clicks. So he's not bad for 100 points.
Is it a he? Yeah, it's a he.
Yeah.
It's a manly face.
Galadriel's husband.
Oh.
Yes.
Did you know that?
I
Wiki-
did because I just looked it up while you guys were conversing.
He knew it in a roundabout sense.
I know it because Wiki tells me so.
He's
Yes.
committed it to knowledge. Fantastic.
So yeah, he's pretty good. Since our last podcast, though, there's been a couple more Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring figures, including a brand new Legolas, which
Yeah.
I'm very excited for. This is a much different Legolas than the previous one from the Lord of the Rings set. That one was a long range. This one is close combat. He is just a close combat expert in simple terms.
But
Which
not
he
with the
doesn't
power.
actually have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, except for that power.
Yeah, charge exploit all day long.
Yeah.
Or flurry exploit.
The epic action, he has give Legolas an epic action and choose up to one opposing character per 200 points of the game's build total until your next turn. When a chosen character is dealt damage by a close combat attack, roll a d6. On a result of 2 through 6, damage dealt can't be reduced less than 1.
So kind of a neutered version of Precision Strike.
Right.
I said it right that
You
time.
did
There
it.
you go.
I said it right.
So that's pretty good. He also improved movement, ignores elevated. How he doesn't have ignores
Yeah. How?
hindering,
When he's an elf.
that's the only thing I don't
He
understand.
He can't run through the bushes, but he can climb a mountain.
The trees.
Yeah.
He's a
So-
wood elf.
That's the only problem I have with this one, but his trait of Whirlwind Blades is just fantastic. When Leyless or an adjacent friendly character KOs an opposing character with a close combat attack after action resolve, Leyless may immediately use Charge as a free action.
So that charge exploit happens.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or charge flurry, depending on where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be able to charge and do something
Right.
besides just a
Something
normal attack.
very good.
So if you hit somebody, damage them a little bit, doesn't kill them, then your friendly guy hits them again and finishes them off, and Leyless can go ahead and use Charge as a free action to take a shot at someone else.
The click 4 is pretty nasty. 11 attack flurry for 3 damage
Yes.
with a free charge.
Yeah.
And he also gets an attack power. This is once per turn. When an opposing character takes damage from a close combat attack made by a Legless Greenleaf, you may place an action token on the target after the attack resolves. So, that's an attack, not an action, with his flurry. So he hits 2 different people. They both get an action token on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Or
the same guy takes 2.
gives them 2 action tokens. Yep.
Gives a little bit of an
That's
extra
huge.
push damage.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Locking people down.
Mm-hmm.
And if you end up killing that person with flurry, then you can charge.
Charge and do it
I
again.
mean, he is just.
Which gives another close combat attack.
Yep.
There you go.
So gross.
Yeah, he's gonna be pretty good for 125 points. The last one was 130. This is a nice little different version.
I think I'd almost rather have the new close combat one than the range one.
He's an archer, man. He's an archer.
I mean, he's still got 6 range,
Yeah,
2 targets.
But he's an archer.
yeah, they're 2 very different versions. It just depends what playstyle you want to go for that game. This one, if you put them up to each other, the other one has the power. They can give you the +2 to attack every time he makes a ranged attack, which is nice to have. And he's got the 3 targets. But this one's indomitable, and I don't think the other one is.
I don't think so either.
So, yeah, he looks good.
Yeah.
Very excited for that set. Seems like it's been getting delayed as of late. So
Yeah.
still no ETA on when that's going to be out, I don't think.
Not yet. But speaking of abbreviations, let's talk ATAs.
Ooh,
There
those.
you go.
There was a very recent Player's Guide update, and a whole smattering of ATAs.
I almost forgot about these.
Yeah.
There's a giant list.
Big old list. Let's just start at the top, shall we?
Are we going to go through them all or just list?
Well, what do you want to do?
Should we pick our favorites? Everybody, I think, by now knows.
Pretty
We'll have to
well.
look at
They've
them
been out
again.
for a week now.
Well, let's do the highlights of the really
Okay,
good
highlights.
game-changing ones. The first one,
The top one, probably.
Yeah.
Heroes for Hire for me
boys.
is just amazing. I played it already. I tested it out 2 different occasions. My team was, I believe, Ghost Rider, Brother Voodoo, and the duo of Luke Cage and Iron Fist. Power Man and Iron Fist.
Mitchell, how about you read off what that actually does?
Gladly. At the beginning of the game, place a number of hired tokens on each card. On this card, equal to the number of characters using this team ability. Once per turn, you may remove a hired token from this card and give a character using this team ability 1 action as a free action. Uncopyable.
It's well worth those points.
Yeah,
8 points.
It's expensive, but it's
Yeah.
worth it.
That matches Thunderbolts in cost, which is high.
This has already had a
Yes.
big effect.
It has in Gen Con Origins.
Origins.
Got it.
Yep,
Did it again.
you sure did. Brittany.
Origins. What?
I said you sure did, Brittany. Oops.
It's,
Oh,
jeez.
I like
Oh.
music, even bad music.
That was-
No, come on! Come on!
At Origins, the winner of Origins actually had a Heroes for Hire team, or at least used the Heroes for Hire ATA, and beat the JLA team base. A couple of them at least. So, it's
Pretty
gotta at
solid.
least be pretty.
pretty solid.
So,
Yeah, those free actions are.
does the team base still need fixed?
Yes, absolutely. When you have to build something so
Is it?
specifically around it.
There's a lot of heroes for hire, right?
Tons.
Not tons.
Okay.
It is beatable.
Let me ask you this.
Since our last episode, it has been beaten.
It has been beaten.
Yes.
Okay. Can it be beaten by a lot of things?
I mean,
Is there a rock, paper, scissors situation in this?
I think you had to very much build for it.
Hmm.
Like, this guy built a team specifically to go to Gen Con, and it
Origins.
Origins. Damn it! He built the team specifically for the 300-point meta, you know, and it included a Scotty's Warbot Pog, and I don't remember what else it was.
Voodoo, probably.
I don't remember. I don't think anything else had the team ability except for Ghost Rider. I think it was just Ghost Rider, something else, and
Well, I mean, that's
the
pretty,
Warbot.
I mean, that would be good for him. He has the charge exploit for 4 damage. Use that twice in 1 turn.
Yeah.
Hit him for 8 right away.
Mm.
And if you 2-token him up, hit him with the whip for another penetrating.
Yeah.
For free. You just did 9 damage on 1 turn.
have the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
That is pretty nasty. So if you get to them in your first token to do that charge exploit, and then use the token or use the hired token to take it off to do charge exploit again, the following turn you get to charge exploit again for the next 4 damage with the one on top of it.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, that would...
I mean, he could essentially kill them in turn 2 with the belt.
Yeah.
That's why I think, I mean, I don't know the team, but if you did have Brother Voodoo, mind control the team base.
Get him in position.
Over to position for Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Charges up with 13 attack for 5 exploit.
Before,
Does it again.
like, even with Spider-Man set, the Amazing Spider-Man set, that only added 5 people to the keyword. Johnny Blaze, Brother Voodoo, Moon Knight, Colleen Wing and Misty Knight, and Ghost Rider. And depending on how far back you go, all the way back, there's only 28 figures in the set.
They're pretty few and far between, yeah.
That have that keyword. And 4 of them are the different starting clicks of the Misty Knight and Colleen Wing character.
Yeah, the best versions for Heroes for Hire, the most recent ones since the Spider-Man set.
So other good ATAs?
What do you think?
I need to see them all again. There's just so many.
It's a lot to take in still.
I mean, do we want to just go through, read off the names of them all and who they, or what the keyword is?
Well, let's just do highlights.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think Midnight Suns is pretty good. The
Midnight
stealth,
Suns?
Oh, yeah.
stealth, and if they can already use stealth, lines of fire cannot be drawn.
On their starting click.
Right,
Stealth on
starting
click.
click.
Okay.
All for 4 points.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Heroes for Hire is 8 points.
Legion of Monsters with plasticity and the change there. Legion of Monsters give them 5 points and they get plasticity unless
They're just an opposing character, the Legion of Monsters keyword.
or monster.
Or monster keyword, yeah.
I kind of like the Spider-Man family team, or the team, alternate team ability. For 10 points, you give the character the Spider-Man team ability, which is Wild Card. And you give them the ability to copy opposing characters' team abilities.
Yeah, that's
If they already have the Spider-Man team ability, it only costs 3 points. So,
Yeah, that's
you know,
very
like, Hawkeye from Chaos War.
Mhm.
Instead of Thunderbolts, you give him Spider-Man. Oh, he doesn't have a keyword. Never mind. So one of the Spider-Man
I mean,
guys that has Spider-Man
any-
keyword.
Yeah, any Spider-Man basically would have it.
Yeah, the newer ones, definitely.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Copy an opposing Mystics or Avengers Initiative or Superman Ally,
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
Yeah. Batman family.
Yeah.
Batman family.
Copy there. Well, I just meant bad allies, what I meant. Copy
Oh,
stealth.
Sure.
well, there is the Batman family ATA
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
if you are within 8 squares of a friendly character named Batman or Bruce Wayne, you can use willpower. When not within 8 squares of a friendly character named Batman or Bruce Wayne, characters using this team ability modify their speed and range values by +1.
So every single Batman just got in down.
Not every
No.
Batman, every non-Batman.
Batman's
Bat
friendly to
ally.
himself.
Every Batman family Batman just got speed and range by +1.
Every Batman is friendly.
Batman's friendly to himself.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
You're friendly to yourself, right?
I'm my own friend.
Yeah, I assume. I would assume that.
I think you might be right.
Yeah. So
Me?
in that case,
No.
every
Oh.
time you play a Batman and put that ATA on there, you just got in down.
Wow. So Zuranar, who
I don't think
he's not Bat family?
I don't think he's a family member.
I thought he was.
He doesn't play well with others.
He's got
He's straight out of
Arkham.
Arkham, yo.
Well, he's got Arkham, and I thought he has Bat family.
He might. He might.
Well, we have some people
That was-
checking on that.
that was the
Let's
first
get our
thing-
fact checkers going.
Yeah, that was when I read that one. That was the first thing I thought it was. Okay, now
Zuranar,
all the
Bat
Batmans.
family.
Arkham
Okay.
Asylum and Bat family are the
Well,
two
that
keywords.
fixes one of his big problems.
Now movement's the other.
Well.
Wait.
Oh.
Since he's not a Batman, well, he's not Batman in quotes,
No, he's
so he
not.
does
you
not
gotta
qualify
be Batman.
for that,
So
Yeah.
he gets +1 to speed.
which
speed
is one
and
of his
range.
other things.
Yeah.
So you just play him with another Batman, and that's it.
Mhm.
That's
I'm
fine.
thinking, okay, now Nightwing and Batgirl, the duo, have willpower.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good things that are coming with that. A
Yeah.
lot of good things.
Mhm.
4 points. That's what will run you.
Yeah, pretty good.
How do we feel about Arkham Asylum? I think that's going to be pretty cool.
I kind of like it, but it's risky.
And what it does is at the beginning of your turn, roll a d6 for all friendly characters using this team ability. Those characters can use the indicated power until your next turn. On 1 and 2, you get plasticity. 3 and 4, you get leap climb. 5 and 6, you get phasing.
I think it's good, except for you're adding more randomness to your game again.
Yeah.
It's just like the Two-Face from Batman and all the rest of the poop faces. It's that you're banking on a power that may not be there next turn.
Right.
Like you have plasticity now, but that doesn't mean you will have it
Yeah.
next turn.
You really needed phasing teleport this turn.
But you got leap climb
Right.
instead. You know.
Right.
Which they all do very similar things. Plasticity +2 to breakaway. Leap climb +2 to breakaway. And ignores a lot of other terrain.
Right.
Phasing teleport ignores everything and you just get to move away wherever you want. So it's a lot of movement stuff. But if you're trying to hold somebody in,
Right.
that plasticity makes a big difference.
Yeah. Kind of a counterpart to that would be the Mob ATA, which is kind of the other half of Batman's Rogues Gallery. It's a Gotham City Underworld keyword is what it's based on. It's 2 points, and the highest point friendly character using this team ability can use Mastermind, but may only transfer damage to a friendly character using this team ability. It's okay.
It's okay. It's 2 points. You play some big underworld guy that doesn't have mastermind like Joker, and you
What
give
if
him
Joker usually has it
do all of them?
most of the time. Joker's a jerk.
Well, yeah.
He's like, here, thug, stand in front of me.
Yeah. Take this shot.
Harley. Ooh. No, it's true.
I think one of the underrated new ATAs is the one of the 2 Sinister Six called Sinister 12. When you have more characters on the map than your opponent, modify the attack value of each character using this team ability by +1.
There's a lot of cheap Sinister Syndicates too.
Absolutely.
When you put in the Mysterio from Amazing Spider-Man,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
each one after the first one is only, 15 points?
I think so, yeah, 15 points. So it's
So you
easy
can-
to rack up that.
Absolutely.
Get a high number of
Mhm.
characters on your team.
Yeah, you can put together a pretty good Sinister Syndicate team.
Yeah.
Everybody getting +1 to their attack.
They're all sitting right up there.
My favorite is GCPD.
I knew you were going there.
I love it. Gotham City and Police is what it's going to take
You
to get
do
you
need-
on there.
You do need both keywords. You cannot throw Cosmo with a police keyword on there.
Right.
It has to be Gotham City and police.
At the beginning of your turn, characters using this team ability that have no action tokens may be given a move action as a free action with a speed value of 4. So now Lieutenant Gordon moves 12 squares on his first turn. And so does everybody else that shares it.
Yeah.
For free.
For free.
I think that is going to make Gordon a little bit more viable come the tournament scene. I don't know if he has been in the tournament scene with the past origin.
You got it.
I got it, yes. I don't know if he was represented there or not, but I think that could give him an edge.
I think this guy right here, Nightwing, is going to benefit from that greatly.
Yes.
He happens to have both keywords.
Ooh, he does.
Nightwing's really good, too.
This is the one from DC 10th, I believe.
The one that we all played until
Forever.
WizKids came and ruined our fun and said Gandalf and Nightwing cannot be on any team you want anymore.
No more White Lantern Gandalf. No more White Lantern.
Gandalf the White Lantern.
I even painted a Nightwing to be on one of my other teams. It was a Lantern team, and
Really?
I painted him. Yes.
I didn't know that.
I made a Green Lantern Nightwing.
Oh.
He had his green hit-em sticks and a little ring on his hand.
Hit 'em sticks.
and his little blue uniform turned green. It was great.
Nightwing, activate hit 'em sticks.
They have a name, and I don't remember what they're
Batons?
called. It's some
Tom Fu?
That's it, maybe.
Yeah, I think it
Maybe
is.
that's it.
I think it is.
It's in his books, whatever.
Yeah. My favorite usage, I think, on that ATA is going to be Marquee Batman. He now has a form of movement attack because he's police and Gotham City.
That's gonna be interesting. It's kind of sidestep.
Mm-hmm.
A limited sidestep.
Yeah.
Wildcats get one.
Wildcats sure do get one.
Which actually is somewhat decent. When a character using this team ability makes an attack and rolls a 1, or in one of the dice displays a 1, you may re-roll that die. Kinda makes it cool.
A very cool one for the Outlaws.
The Outlaws, yes.
Red Hood and the Outlaws ATA. Opposing characters with the highest point value on the force can't draw lines of fire to characters using this team ability. So that is your anti-Justice League thing because, okay, like we've talked about before, there's no reason to roll off Aquaman and Cyborg on the team dial. Now, none of your range matters.
Right. So you have to base the Outlaws.
Mm-hmm.
And you're wasting a couple moves to get there, maybe.
Yeah,
possibly.
If the other person's smart.
Probably you could still use a running shot to like shoot at terrain to move yourself up.
You don't have to actually make an action at the
Oh,
end
you
of it. It says you may give them an action. I believe. I have to check my facts on that one, but I believe you can charge or running shot without making the action at the end.
I think one of my favorite new defensive ATAs is Maximum Carnage. That one says, when a single opposing character takes damage from an attack by a character using this ability, after actions resolve, choose another opposing character adjacent to the first. That other character is dealt damage equal to the amount taken. So, if you come up and hit me for 6 damage, and then you're adjacent to someone else, that person's also getting 6 damage.
So, so you could hit somebody, do damage, and then somebody on the opposing team takes...
They hit you. So, say they have 2 guys.
No. When a single opposing character takes damage from an attack. So you hit them. Then a second character takes...
That's right.
It's not Mystics. It's not like a big Mystics damage.
I see. It's almost like a close combat energy explosion. Sort of.
You just hit 2 people instead of 1.
It's like Red She-Hulk's new sword power.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it is.
Nowhere has a ATA.
They do, yes.
They when they have no action tokens, they ignore all blocking, not just outdoor, and hindering terrain for movement purposes.
Did you use that on your Nowhere team?
No, I didn't have enough points. That team was not built for the Hulk.
Yeah, and the rest of them,
There's a lot of them out there, guys. Go look at them. They're great.
Whole
We
lot.
can post a link in the comments in the bottom of the YouTube channel
Yes.
to the page that has all of them on the HeroClix.com website.
We'll add that to the show notes.
Show notes.
Also, I gotta play this weekend just a friendly game with my brother, and he had Gotham City, and I busted out the Street Fighter guys.
Uh-oh.
And they, with the new pack, they kind of have a new lease on life.
Or first lease on life.
Yeah, up to that point, I'd never won with them.
You won.
I won
Wow.
against Gotham City.
Wow.
Yeah. Really tough though. My team was we played a 600 point game. It was Akuma, the rare Ryu, Fei Long, and Balrog. And yeah, it worked out. Close combat expert, being able to buff the attack helps quite a bit now, because some of those dials dip down pretty low. And the outwit range worked in my favor a lot too. Yeah, it was pretty good. I was kind of happy because I'm like, hey, these guys aren't worthless now.
There is one other thing that we haven't talked about.
Yes.
And I noticed it, I thought about it when we were talking about the last game you played. The last one I played was another friendly game of Gizmo. Gizmo played in another game of mine with a brand new character that came out that makes him even more of a gimmicky funness. Is from the Superman, or the Man of Steel set.
Man of Steel.
Namek, who when he makes a move action can bring in a heavy object from outside the game. So, with Gizmo making light objects and Namek bringing in heavy objects, you get objects everywhere.
Yeah.
It is so great. I love it.
Yeah.
Was there any...
That's a lot of objects.
That's a lot of objects. I have to find more objects. So anything else from that set? I mean, honestly, I haven't seen the movie yet, so I don't want to hear spoilers or anything like that, but there's not a lot from that set that I was really enthused about except for that piece. What about you guys?
The Jor-El from that set is just awesome.
Yeah, and the Kryptonian warrior from the starter is amazing.
Yeah, he's very good as well. Charge. Does he have blades? Exploit?
Yes.
Charge, blades,
He either
exploit.
has charge, exploit, or flurry blades.
Yeah.
All the
set
time.
For 50 points or
Wow.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Jor-El, TK, Outwit, and Prob.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's
And does he have stealth too?
he
might.
He might. I'm not sure.
Really, really good. The Marquee Superman's kind of cool. He's very costly on the points.
Mm-hmm.
That regen is pretty
Pretty
amazing.
cool, yeah.
Yeah. The
There's-
movie is really cool. I really liked it. I never liked any of the old Superman movies, but I really enjoyed this one.
You didn't like Superman 2?
Man, I didn't.
Oh my god.
Like, I'm a pretty cheesy guy. I'm up there with Chester Cheeto. And I couldn't even handle the old Superman movies.
That's a good movie.
The new ones though, man, the new movie is great. I really dug it. Fight scenes are amazing. They're very almost Dragon Ball Z like. And it successfully navigates the tediousness, what I think is tediousness now, of an origin story. Because we've seen that so many times in superhero movies now. It does it in a very smart way to where you're getting it, but you're not even realizing that that's the focus because it's kind of interwoven throughout. So it's really cool. And, I think it's shattered some records, so I believe we're going to be getting a DC movie verse here pretty soon.
Yeah, I think they'll probably make one more Man of Steel 2, and then we'll see if that Justice League movie
Bring it
ever
out.
happens.
I heard the Justice League movie was like on track now. It's going to be like Avengers versus Justice League at the box office in like 2015 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
They're going to try to put it out that quickly?
Yeah. Which I'm okay with because again, I'm tired of origin stories. You know, here's my thing with it. I know a lot of people are like, you gotta build it up, you gotta build it up. Do you have to? When you read comics, did you sit there and read Batman Year One as your first story? Probably not. You know, you just got in and you watched the movie and these guys did their thing.
Yeah.
You can go back later.
See, there's a huge
You know?
difference between movies and comics, though.
Mhm.
For people to be able to be invested in it to know the character. And in a movie setting, you are opening up to a brand new audience who may never have read comic books before.
Mhm.
That's one of the things that happened with the Avengers movie. Movies are very hard to do, and it's why Joss Whedon was praised so much for his movie, because it was an ensemble cast done in a movie very well. He didn't spend way too much time on any specific characters, kind of spread the love around for who gets the most screen time. But the only way he could do that is having thoroughly established characters.
Mhm.
So you know who they are in the beginning. So the only person that wasn't really established was Hawkeye.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't get much love in that movie.
Right.
Because he's not an established character. Black Widow had some, but I mean,
She's a character? I don't know.
she tries to be.
Yeah.
But like, the people that didn't have exposure already were not well accepted. Were not loved as much as the other characters who you already knew and loved.
Mhm.
And the Justice League movie, if and when that ever happens, I don't think it'll suffer from too much, because most people know the main ones. I mean, if you think Flash, Superman, Batman, people know exactly what they can do, exactly what they look like. Even throw Wonder Woman in there
Wonder Woman,
as well. The hard ones, Green Lantern.
If they don't have a Green Lantern in there, I'm gonna be pissed.
No, I'm saying they will.
You know,
but
you realize now that if they are wiping the slate clean,
Nathan Fillion as Hal Jordan.
that
come
could happen.
on!
It could happen.
Alright, DC.
And I don't think you complain about the movie at all at that
No,
point,
I won't.
right?
I mean, come on, let's be real. DC, if you were listening, it's a long shot, but DC, if you're listening, Nathan Fillion, you know it's right. Everybody loves him. Come on. That's all I have to say.
I think you could pull it off. I think if you kind of wow everybody with how cool these guys are and you focus heavily on characterization, then you are gonna be able to do something kind of cool. And then it'll make you say, hey, I want to see more from this guy. I want to see what makes him tick.
That's true. But it has to be done very, very
If
well.
they do, and I've said this before in conversations, but the one Batman that's never been done on film is the Batman that knows more than everyone else, that is 3 steps ahead of everybody else, and that he is on the Justice League because he can outthink everybody. That Batman has not been portrayed in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, again, I think that's the only way Batman really works on the Justice League. So I think new Batman, I think new Bruce Wayne, not tied to the Nolan trilogy.
No.
A guy who is the smartest guy in the world, that's the guy that shows up, and you see him and you're just like, holy cow, what's he doing? You know?
See, the Nolan trilogy is the realistic Batman.
Mhm.
I mean, okay, suspension of disbelief on a couple things here and there, but for the most part, there's no monsters and mutants and crazy magic stuff. I mean, there's a little bit of ninjutsu, sorcery kind of
flying
weirdness.
jet thing.
It's very,
but that aside.
It's very down to earth, that movie. It's very, like, in today's world, if that happened, this is what it would look like. And that's kind of why I like the new Man of Steel movie.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they make that, I mean, in the movie, without spoiling it, I mean, he's an alien.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they say that over and over again, because that's, I mean, if he came down, if you saw a guy with those powers, you would say, that's an alien. And they hammer that home in this movie, and they try and make it down to earth as possible if this really happened.
How would we react to that?
Exactly.
Realistically.
Yeah.
We wouldn't open our arms and say,
no,
save us,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
I just mean that if Superman, any iteration of Superman came into the Nolan trilogy of Batmans, that would upset the balance so much because nothing is that super powered, nothing is that detached from reality.
Basically what I heard is after this weekend, moving forward with Man of Steel, or Justice League, post Man of Steel, it's going to be written by David Goyer, same guy who wrote Man of Steel, all the Batman movies, a lot of comics, JSA.
I'll get there.
And so he's writing it, and then the tentative plan was after Justice League, Wonder Woman and Aquaman movies.
Really?
Yeah.
But they're going to push Justice League out first.
Yep.
I heard,
That's a bold move, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I heard Man of Steel 2 is definitely going to happen before Justice League because
Okay.
Zack Snyder said he feels like he needs to establish his version one more time, just so that people know the direction he's going.
Sure.
Because when the Justice League movie comes out, well, okay, what villain are you going to put in there? Name an everyday. Okay, if I said that to someone on the street, they're going to look at me like I'm speaking Spanish.
Was that the guy at the end of the Avengers?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll get that.
Well, Thanos is a ripoff, but yeah.
So they need a villain for that movie, that Justice League movie that people are going to know.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my problem, going back to Batman.
Mm-hmm.
For the casual person that sees the Justice League preview and sees Batman and says, hey, that's not Christian Bale.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Did they just recast him?
Don't show him under the mask.
Just,
Well, that's the thing. You already have a lot of these characters established in one form or another. You have Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern. Yeah, it might
Do
be
you?
a different...
right. That's
It
the
does
difference to
exist.
me. That's the difference to me. Batman was so
Well, I'm just saying it
good
exists.
and recent on people's minds.
I don't think they have a problem with it because they just did Spider-Man, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't miss Tobey Maguire at all.
And honestly, okay, not that it was very well received, but Superman Returns was 2007. You know,
True.
that's when that came
Yeah.
out.
But that's what I mean. But this is Superman's establishing story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is you watching a movie saying, okay, it's not the Superman that I've seen already.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just we replace the actor and we're continuing to the next segment.
Mm-hmm.
This is not Batman 4.
Yeah.
This is Batman 1 again, with a different guy and a different story.
Sure.
It's not Green Lantern with somebody besides Ryan Reynolds playing the same character. It's a different character.
Mm-hmm.
And without establishing that, the guys who, or the people out there who don't go and look into the storyline and try to figure out, okay, does this connect? Does it not connect? People are going to go, oh, look, there's Green Lantern. Let's go watch that now. And
Hulk did it though. The last
Did.
Hulk movie.
Mm-hmm.
that was what
Different guy,
Edward
and it
Norton.
really didn't continue.
it did.
Did it? I thought
Yeah.
there were parts that
No.
did and parts that didn't.
That is the Ed Norton Hulk is the one that continues with the Avengers. It's
Okay.
just a different guy.
Different actor
Yeah.
altogether.
Yes. But they are the continuities because that has Tony Stark in the end talking to General Thunderbolt Ross
Sure.
about the
And that really ties in to the end scene in the Avengers when the Hulk says the trick is that I'm always angry, and then he just turns it on. And if you look at the end of the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, at the very last scene in the movie, he's meditating, and then he opens his eyes and they're green because he's able to control it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
So
you saw that in the Avengers.
and there's continuity there. So
I will say this. When you see Man of Steel, you're going to understand that there's going to be something that Batman and Superman are going to have odds over already.
we'll go watch it on Thursday.
Okay.
I just need to.
Don't tell me about it.
I will not, but
Do you want to go on Thursday with us?
Maybe.
Okay. We're gonna go to a cheap theater.
Yeah.
So
cheaper.
cheaper theater. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It was
We're
good.
kind of flip-flopping things backwards. What are you guys playing right now? You playing any games?
Marvel Heroes.
Marvel Heroes.
I beat all my Warhammer games, and now I'm on to Borderlands 2.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm playing Civ 4 because my computer doesn't handle Marvel Heroes.
Yeah. Okay.
It can be a pretty intense computer heavy game, as Paul found out the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. When you get into a battle, an event battle with a boss, like for instance, we met up with Venom, and there must have been 25 characters on the screen at the same time, all attacking this one boss.
like human players?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Everyone.
I have very little experience with MMOs, so I haven't really seen this before.
Mhm.
I'm used to 4-player, Xbox run around.
Shoot.
Yeah.
So
That's
it got
nothing.
to the point where I could not even see what was going on. There were so many powers happening. So I had to turn my settings down so I could see what was going on.
So you could function.
I understand how it goes because whenever I play Battlefield 3 or some of my more graphic intensive games, in the wintertime I can heat my house. Because I have 2 graphics cards in my PC and it gets warm.
I got 2 graphics cards in my PC.
Explosions, tanks.
It's
a
rendering the heck out of everything.
It's a
You know?
lot.
In Battlefield you can do 64 players
Yeah.
against each other all at once.
Man, I'm a veteran of World of Warcraft here, guys.
Yeah, but this is...
Where you just go into the town
Yeah, and you can't
and
move.
you stop moving because there's a place called Ironforge, and back in the day it was called Lagforge because every time you stepped in there, your computer stopped
See,
running.
I wouldn't tolerate that. I'd be like, okay, I gotta put more RAM in here. I
It
gotta
wasn't-
back graphics
It wasn't your
card.
computer. It was the servers. The servers
Okay.
stopped because there were so many people playing.
Right.
Or when you went to fight the big boss,
Mhm.
it was a 40-person team. You went in with 40 people. Yeah.
Hero.
That was a 15-person, actually.
Brief thoughts on another big nerdy event that happened this week, E3.
E3.
Mm-hmm.
I completely forgot and looked at all the info on Xbox on the dashboard. That's it. I can't tell you anything.
I'm
Yeah.
fully over the whole console war. I don't care anymore.
Well, if
I'm
you,
never buying one. I don't care.
yeah, I mean, the outcome of E3 was just bash Xbox.
Hey, Mega Man's in Smash Brothers.
Oh, that's all that matters.
That's
Yep.
Wii.
That's awesome. What are
Yeah.
you talking
I
about?
was saying, that's the Wii.
That is
I
awesome.
may have shed some man tears over that.
That's
That's great.
awesome.
So we'll go and play at your house, and we'll play Mega
I'll
Man.
basically after E3, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy a Wii U, I'm gonna get a 3DS, I'm gonna get a PS4, and that's it.
I can't. PlayStation has always just kind of had this little spot in my heart of loathing.
Really?
I don't know why.
I always hated Xbox. It's like the big extreme America, you know, like green thing, like Mountain Dew coming out your ears sort of deal going on.
My
And
Xbox is actually green.
I know, like the original Xbox, like
It was black.
It was giant.
black and green, and
Well, yeah.
it had the Shaq.
What's
Troller.
wrong with the green the green color? I like the green
It
color.
was, okay, look, it was a product of the time. It was very X Games and extreme, bro. You know, so that's why I didn't, you know.
PlayStation-
But I got over it. and I bought a 360 and I loved it.
Yeah.
That's exactly
You
the
know,
same. I never
And I
owned-
didn't buy a PS3, but I'm probably gonna buy one here soon
Yeah.
because one of the shops around here has a backwards compatible one still.
Really?
At New Fire. Don't
Okay.
anybody take it because I'm gonna play Metal Gear Solid 4 if it kills me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna get that, and then I'm gonna retire my PS2, and nope. Because
Come on.
there might be some games that are not backwards compatible.
Come on!
It's iffy.
You can retire it to my house, and then you can play it anytime you want
We'll see.
at my house.
We'll see.
Or you borrow it
We're
back.
making deals live on the
Live
air.
on the air,
The
guys.
hypest stuff.
It won't be live when you hear it, but you know, it's
Yeah.
live to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always been with Xbox. I never got into Sony. I loved Halo when it first came out. That's why I bought an Xbox.
Yep.
And then after that, the 360 and so on. And now the new one comes out, and they're having their problems with they want it to be always connected to the internet, which is
And have
gonna
your
cause
Kinect
problems.
watching you at all times.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, if you were that worried, just
yeah,
throw a blanket over it.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
Here's what I want to do.
Okay.
There's 2 things. Number one, when somebody's playing their Xbox, like once I know somebody gets it, I'm gonna grab their phone. I'm gonna record myself saying Xbox off, and I'm going to set that as my ringtone, and I'm gonna troll them at various points. That way, their game just turns off whenever I call.
hilarious.
And then the other thing though is, okay, again, I'm in the fighting game community. I follow that stuff. A new Killer Instinct was previewed for the
yeah,
Xbox
I did
One.
see that.
I cannot wait till when this thing's being played at EVO, the National World Fighting Game Championships, and they're in the last round, top players, and some troll in the audience just goes, Xbox off! And they just ruin the tournament. I'm telling you, man.
That would be funny.
I think after the bashing they took, that they'll maybe
I mean,
go
they
back to
have
the
to
drawing
Well,
board.
and the whole used games fiasco, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, GameStop is gonna
Get
either gonna
destroyed.
change or just go under.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, I hope they go under. I hate that company.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
they
not
had
my
their place.
favorite.
That's why I got games late. I mean, it made it cheaper for me, who doesn't have a lot of the expendable income for that. But I got to go buy a game for $20 or whatever. Or I wanted to get a game like I was playing Borderlands and wanted to get it for a friend, so we could both play on 2 boxes instead of playing on the same box.
Mhm.
And I went to GameStop and got it used for $19 instead of going to Walmart and buying it new for $40.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was the great part for me, save half your money.
Yeah.
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 It's, I don't know. There's all this, everybody says put Sony one right now. I just let them all come out
Right.
and then we'll see.
I'll probably still get an Xbox One. I don't
I
care.
probably won't buy it day one. I'll probably wait
It's also $100 more.
at least 6 months.
I don't have a problem paying my internet bill.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried about playing offline because I haven't played a game offline and I can't tell you how
And the
long.
backwards compatibility thing, I don't understand this. Everybody's so hung up on everything being backwards compatible. Okay, remember when you bought a Super Nintendo? Remember when you bought a Nintendo 64?
The difference was we didn't have so much stuff back then. Now we have more stuff. We have more console generations. People want to hold on to their things, and they don't have the infinite space to put on their entertainment center.
True.
Which is why, for so long, I didn't want to get a PS3, even if I could get one cheap, is because I'm like, well, then I have to put away all my PS1, PS2 stuff, get it in, get it out if I ever want to play it. I want it all in one spot.
You're one of the rare people that I know that actually goes back and plays your PS1 and PS2 games.
Yeah.
Versus, like, how many times have you gone back and played something from Xbox on your 360?
0 times.
I don't think
Ever?
ever.
I mean-
Maybe Halo 2.
Maybe.
I
Times
think
0.
that was,
Times 0.
yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much the answer that you get from most gamers.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a lot of people crying over the backwards compatibility thing that it's because, but I want to play Halo 4 on my Xbox One.
That's it right there. The game makers force you. If you want to play the next Call of Duty and they're only making it for Xbox One,
You
people are
have to
going to
get
buy
it.
Xbox One.
Here's another thing that people are kind of thought about. Okay, let's say 10 years down the road, the Xbox whatever comes out. They shut down the Xbox One servers. Well, now how does your Xbox One connect to the internet to be able to play your games? Did you just pay a 10-year rental on these things?
That's true.
Or what? There's a lot of questions they haven't really quite given us answers on.
They do that with some games now, especially sports games.
Yeah.
A couple years old, servers are done.
But I mean, you can't play games
Oh, well, yeah, I see
at
what
all.
you're saying.
Like you have a
might
collection
end
of
up- at that point,
paperweights.
Right.
At that point, they might patch it to where you don't need the update anymore.
Maybe, or more than likely, probably what you'll see is they will let you rebuy it on a digital store, which they've
Yeah.
already started to do.
Yeah, like the PS3 store.
It's like, hey, you want to play this Xbox original game?
Or
You
yeah.
download it.
Yeah, Xbox had
Yeah.
it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Which,
But it's not great.
I mean,
here's
here's the solution to all of it. Steambox.
the
When is
Yeah,
this
that
coming
would
out?
be.
the PC gamer master race is reigning supreme right now. I'll tell you that. When's it coming out? I don't know. I mean,
It needs to.
Yeah. I think they're cool. I think they'll make a pretty big impact. I think the area is ripe right now
Mhm.
for that kind of thing to happen.
Especially with all the discontent coming up with the Xbox stuff, and
Yeah.
People are pretty satisfied with PlayStation though, I gotta say.
it's true.
Yeah.
Still.
People seem to forget that the PlayStation Network went out for like 2 months last
This is
year.
true.
Just completely went out.
Yeah.
This is true.
I don't know how that's got pushed under
Yeah,
the rug.
1 year ago they were apologizing at E3
Mhm.
for, and now the next year they're
Didn't-
just praised.
Am I
They got
wrong
hacked.
in saying that? Didn't they have like a credit card leak at one point?
So does
Or is that-
Live.
Or so was it live?
Yeah.
Yeah, and besides, you know, the government knows all our stuff anyway. So.
I don't mean government. I mean like everybody.
I know. But yeah, and as a more technical guy, I can tell you that a lot of that was maybe the raw database got out somewhere, but they don't have the hash keys to actually crack it. So yeah.
But that's going to happen anywhere. That could happen anywhere, anytime. I mean,
Yeah.
2 months ago that had, Schnooks.
Yeah, it happened to me at Schnucks 2 months ago.
There you go.
Oof.
That's a grocery store if you live elsewhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe. But in 10 years, we'll all be playing Oculus Rift. So
That's
it doesn't
right.
matter. If you don't know what that is, finish listening to this podcast and YouTube Oculus Rift.
It's pretty amazing.
Wow.
Okay, I'm
That's
gonna
all.
have to go look at.
I showed you. Remember that video I showed you of that old lady that's like, wow!
Oh, that. Okay, I didn't know what that was
It's like
called.
I'm at the beaches of Tuscany. She's going on,
Okay, that is pretty cool.
Yeah. So like people are like, imagine that was Skyrim, and
That would be kinda neat.
stuff like that. But
then you're LARPing at home.
well, no more than you are right now. Actually, I saw this on.
Didn't they say you had to actually turn to?
No, okay, listen to this though. Somebody came up with this on Reddit.
Fireball!
No. You rent out an empty warehouse. You put a bunch of gamers in there, and you can all do a first-person shooter. Right?
Okay.
That's cool. That's kind of neat.
That is awesome.
because you could run all the way around the place.
You know what that's called? That's called paintball.
Called awesome.
Yeah, but you don't have welts.
Yeah.
That's true. Well,
So-
you can wear
less painful.
you can wear cargo shorts.
So what are you actually, you're renting out this warehouse,
Just
and
for
what
space.
are you using with it? Oh, with the
Oculus Rift.
Okay.
You're all wearing these giant headsets.
That
But you can't actually see outside of them, can you?
No.
So,
That's why it's an empty warehouse.
okay. Man, there's gonna be so
And then
many
you're a
people-
jerk,
They're
and then
gonna
your
run
friends
into
take
each
it
other.
off, and you trick the other guy, and you teabag him in real life.
I mean, that's a great money-making investment in the making.
Yeah.
Somebody that owns the warehouse, they
Mhm.
can have events there.
Yeah.
Set up different maps
Right?
inside,
Yeah.
different terrain.
I'm telling you though,
I'm
but
feeling
when you
it.
have the goggles on, you're not gonna see the terrain, and you're gonna fall on your face over and over again.
Well, somehow
Right.
technology will have to be
Yeah,
incorporated into
That's
the
what I'm
plan.
saying. Paintball. I mean, that's what it is. It's
Welts.
for real.
Dirtiness.
I'm fine with this welts. Man,
Paintball
Everybody
is fun.
is.
paintball's great. Or, I'm sorry, how about this?
You can't
Laser tag.
You can't call it an airstrike on paintball.
That's true. That would be
You
awesome.
can't hop in a tank on paintball.
Ah, that's untrue.
That
People
would be
have
amazing.
made paintball tanks. It happened. There's a paint cannon, and it's on a little buggy thing, and a rotating turret. I've seen it. It happened.
I sit corrected.
You do. It's happened. Paint grenades. Come on!
What can I say to that?
No, nothing.
Paint grenades! Yeah!
You know what I think I'm going to say?
What do you say?
I think I'm going to say you can email us
Oh.
at show@feedbackdamage.com. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/feedbackdamage, Twitter at feedbackdamage, youtube.com/feedbackdamageshow, and on the web at feedbackdamage.com. I am Mitch.
I am Jared.
And Jeff?
And I'm Paul.
Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it because we know your time is limited, and thanks for spending it with a bunch of sweaty guys like us.
I'll turn the air down next time.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.